Avalon is on Sydney's glorious northern beaches. It's about an hour's drive from Sydney CBD. One side of Avalon opens up to the grand Pacific Ocean, and the other side hugs the oh-so-heavenly Pittwater. This stunning suburb is so uniquely situated between these two bodies of water that it offers its residents a lifestyle that takes them from the perfect water-filled playground right through to unrivaled tranquility. This garden has been designed by Secret Gardens, and true to their reputation, they've created an elegance that looks so perfect. You don't even realise how much thought has gone into the design. It feels grand yet effortless. Well, Matt, thank you for bringing us to beautiful Avalon. Already I can see another amazing garden by Secret Gardens. You come up with this design, you come up with the ideas of the plants. Do the clients then have a look at it, tell you what they love or don't love? What's the process to get it there?
Clients are really good at discussing and advising regarding things like paving and walling and garden features, but when it comes to plants, they're a little bit lost. It's, the Latin names, I'm not sure what it is, but they get pretty confused.
Right.
So it's important to keep it very simple to start with. We just start with a booklet of images of plants that we feel are suitable,
right,
more than what we could possibly need. Normally, we've probably used most of them here, but we just ask them to go through and keep it simple. A tick or a cross, do you like it or don't you like it?
Right.
And that quickly tells us so much about what a client likes, whether they like tropical, what colour flower they like, do they like grasses, and it just all falls into place. And we take that information and then put it into a plan. At the beginning, we looked at what was on site, and there were some elements that you would typically rush to remove. The driveway, for instance, the classic old Aussie driveway with 2 strips of concrete, but we thought long and hard about that. And apart from it being a money-saving exercise, we loved the lines. We loved the fact that it drew your eye up, and it certainly said, gee, look, there's something more tucked around the back of the house. So we held on to that, and we've enhanced it with the addition of some stepping stones that cut across it. So
I love how that looks. It really does make it a feature,
yeah,
but a subtle one. So were there a lot of other features that you used around the property that were original?
Probably the main one was the swimming pool. Was an older style pool, one that most people would assume that they're simply going to remove.
Right.
But we and the client decided, let's see what we can do with it, and we've worked with it. Do you want to come take a look?
Love to.
Let's go.
Great. So we've now walked into the rear of the garden, which just opens up itself and is lush again, but a slightly different shape and style.
Previously, the pool space was quite contained.
Right.
At the back of the pool, there was a large retaining wall and a level change and a big hedge sectioning off the garden, effectively, cutting the whole property off by a third. So we removed the wall, regraded the levels, put the slope embankment in and the lawn and the stone steps in the lawn.
Yes.
And it was all about ensuring that we were drawn further into the garden, that it wasn't about cutting off separate zones. There had to be continuous flow from one area of the garden to the next.
So as you move around these beautiful paths that just make you want to meander around this garden, there's so much more to see at the back.
Yeah, there's a few surprises. There's a large stone water feature, and that's placed nearby a studio that the client wanted to factor into the layout of the garden. So they work from home quite a lot, and it was really important that when you're in that studio, you felt that you're part of the garden. So again, it's deeply immersed in the planting. They've got the sound of the water feature not too far away. As you go up further into the garden, there's a beautiful set of staggered timber steps that take you through planting to a guest accommodation that's right up the back of the property with a commanding outlook down through the whole space. So,
I love those stairs. You could almost feel like there's a wharf out the back. It really takes you to another place. It's such a different style again.
Yeah, it's all about enticement.
So if our viewers want to create a garden like this and they want to get this style that you've used here, which really is about the plants, what's a tip that you'd give them?
Be brave, be bold. Don't be afraid of plants. Do your research, of course, or get some professional help. But I always start with the boundaries and and the canopy. So making sure the space is private, making sure that I can't see my neighbours and they can't see me. Getting canopy, so trees, palms. Don't be afraid to go large. They will provide the microclimate. And once you've got shade and protection, then you can start to introduce some of those lusher, more tropical looking plants. They simply aren't going to survive out in the hot sun. And that also has an advantage of generally cooling the garden down when you're wandering through it.
Right. Well, you've just given us an easy 1, 2, 3-step process to get this right and to get a look like this. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for bringing us here today. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. Great to see you again.